Thank you again, and love your presentation.
Thank you.
This morning. So that was a great keynote.
Thank you.
I wanted to understand and probably a little bit further into the connection between and linkage between the work that you have done. So you've showed us the hook model and how that links to training and what you're seeing as trends around that.
Right. So I think there's two directly applicable ways. I mean,
Yeah.
one is how do you use the psychology of consumer behavior
Yeah.
to design these products and services that allow people to learn new things in a way that's very engaging.
Yeah.
We know that people not completing these training courses can sometimes be a problem, and so what I wanted to give the audience was a framework, a methodology, so that when we're designing new solutions, it's not, oh, what does this person think, what does this person think? We actually have a framework, a guideline based on good consumer psychology that we can use to design better products and services. And then the second part of it is that I think we're also designing in a context where we don't live in a vacuum, that when people engage with our products, they are also using alongside those things various other technologies like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and WhatsApp and Slack, and so it's important to understand how those technologies bring users back so that we can break those unwanted habits in our lives as well, and also operate in a context where we take that into account.
I wonder if there would be an opportunity to actually leverage all of those possible disruptions into a holistic perspective on a training, so that then if they are on Snapchat or if they're on Facebook, that they actually use it purposefully as part of training.
Sure, I think that's a great idea. I think also understanding, look, these products are so enticing and engaging. How do we learn from the best of breed solutions and bring some of those lessons into our own products? I mean, I think that training solutions that don't involve some kind of social elements. I talked about rewards of the tribe, rewards of the hunt, rewards of the self. Utilizing these types of variable rewards is a gold mine, right? We should all be engaging with rewards of the tribe, rewards of the hunt, and rewards of the self to keep people coming back, to keep people engaged.
Now, you talked about gaming and gamification, and I wasn't sure if you're actually was kind of leaning towards it, or we don't like it. What do you think?
Well, I'm not anti-gamification. I'm anti the inappropriate use of gamification.
I get that.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about that.
Right. So a lot of times gamification does what people call chocolate-covered broccoli, right? Like, let's.
I love broccoli.
Yeah, but then broccoli's pretty gross when you dump chocolate on it, right?
Really?
So you
I
take.
don't know. I would try it tonight.
Maybe not. We should try. But that's a lot of what gamification has been to date. Is take something that people don't want to do, and try and make it sweeter, make it better by dumping something else that should be fun. But the reason it fails oftentimes is because people don't consider what the internal triggers are, what the user's itch is that brings them to this product or service on their own. And until you understand that itch, it's very hard to scratch it.
So give me an example of how that would work. Have you seen one from your clients?
Well, so internal triggers are the base to forming consumer habits. So whether it's I'm bored and I check Instagram, I'm feeling lonely and I check Facebook, I'm uncertain, I check Google. So we want to make sure that in all sorts of training products and services, we know what that internal trigger is. Maybe it's uncertainty, maybe it's not knowing what to do next in our place of work, right? What should come next in our daily routine? Whatever it might be, we've got to be very clear about what that internal trigger is if we want that behavior to turn into a habit, and then make sure that the variable reward actually scratches that itch.
I love it. So now me, for example, I don't have any clue a lot about the psychology of this, and I'm a designer or I'm a facilitator, and I have some input into actually building something new and exciting. What is it that I need to start preparing, apart from reading your book, to make sure that I have the kind of materials behind me to be able to pull that and be able to think differently?
Yeah. So what the purpose for the book is that, I've run two companies and I know how difficult it is to build products and services that people want to engage with. So what I tried to boil it down to was a framework that you can use when you've got a million different things you could be building, right? You've got one customer saying they need this, and the boss says they need this, and the investors say they need this. When you've got all these different features you're looking at, you can look at those features and say, okay, yes, but where does it fit into the hook? Right? What's the internal trigger? What's the external trigger that brings the user to action? What's the simplest action done in anticipation of reward? Is the reward fulfilling and yet leaves users wanting more? And then finally, this last question of the investment phase, what's the bit of work the user does to bring themselves back?
I love it.
If you can answer those 5 fundamental questions, you can build a hook.
Great point. I love it. So now I have a lot of work to do, apparently. I have to read again. So, but thank you so much
My
for joining
pleasure.
us.
Thanks for having me.
All right.